Blocked by Hayes. Now the ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it. Right out in front, they score.
Welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the program, a top 5 matchup in girls hockey. We'll meet a top post player for the unbeaten Maple Grove boys basketball team, plus a look ahead to this week's Armstrong-Cooper Holiday Classic girls hockey tournament.
And we begin with boys basketball. 6 of the top 10 teams in last week's Class 4A rankings are teams we cover here on Channel 12. That includes number 10 Armstrong. The Falcons got a big test from Park Center on Friday night. Bocini Kamara drives and dishes to Osiris Washington, who knocks down the jumper from the wing, and Park Center leads by 1 early. Quick passing leads to a hoop for Armstrong as Carlos Barber gets it back on the give and go, and the Falcons lead it 8-5. They go inside to Race Thompson for 2 more. The Pirates do a pretty good job on the big sophomore, though. He scores 12 on the night. Park Center closes the first half strong as Eric Racine squeezes between defenders to score, plus a foul. His free throw ties it 26-26 at the half. Second half, and Xavier Bonner buries one of his 3 from beyond the arc, and the Pirates go in front. After trailing for a stretch, Armstrong comes back as Barber sinks a 3 from the corner to give the Falcons a 40-38 lead. True Thompson hits a nice fadeaway jumper sliding across the lane as Armstrong tries to pull away. Park Center keeps battling in the final minute. The first shot here is an air ball, but Racine saves it to Kamara, and his corner 3-pointer drops to pull the Pirates within 52-50. But the Falcons are able to hang on as they outlast Park Center 55-52.
Everyone stayed calm and just kept poised, and everyone was being positive on the bench and on the court, high-fiving and just saying, you get the next one, keep going strong, finish, make smart plays.
Well, Brooklyn Center's boys basketball team is off to a pretty solid start this season. Prairie Seeds Academy hosting BC Friday. Landon Kirkwood has a big night for Brooklyn Center. The 3-pointer here gives the Centaurs a 9-2 lead. Devontae Prince delivers a nice pass to Togar Cam for the hoop and foul. Deshaun Pickford floats the pass, and watch Prince jamming home for a 27-10 BC lead. More high flying by the Centaurs as Kirkwood gets free for the big slam here. Brooklyn Center's up 49-28 at halftime. Prince with another nice look here. Loose high. Patterson gets the basket and foul. And Patterson returns the favor as he sets up Prince for the baseline dunk. Brooklyn Center wins in a blowout. 92-49 is the final.
With a strong start to their season and coming off a late rally to beat Delano, the Wayzata girls basketball team was confident coming into their late conference opener against a talented Edina team. The Trojans 4-1 on the season as they get set to meet the Hornets. Senior guard Sidney Hayden hits an early 3 for Wayzata to get the Trojans on the board. The Hornets work the ball around nicely here, and Jordan Nebby drains a 3 to put Edina ahead 19-15. But the Trojans close the half strong. Annie Robertson with a 3 from the wing helps Wayzata finish on a 15-2 run. They're up 9 at halftime, 30-21. Edina comes out hot to begin the second half. Annika Jank muscling her way in for 2 to pull the Hornets within 2. Trojans, though, will maintain their lead. Here's the basket by Jank that got Edina back to within 2. Wayzata staying ahead. Cameron Hay pivoting on the block. Will score 2 here, and the Trojans lead it by 3. Wayzata still up 3 in the final 15 seconds of the game. That's when Olivia Coughlin drills a 21-footer, tying it at 52 and sending the game to overtime. Down 1 in OT, the pass goes to Jank, who banks in a runner to put Edina up for good. They go on to beat Wayzata by a final score of 62-57.
Earlier last week in girls basketball, Maple Grove paid a visit to district rival Park Center. Nice passing for the Crimson leads to a 3 from the top of the key for Skylar Dodge. Maple Grove grabs a 7-4 lead. Osseo Iobamadelli hustles to break up the post-entry pass, and Danielle Schaub scoops it up for the Pirates and goes all the way for the contested layup. Their pressure pays off again as Megan Dubois picks off the Crimson pass and goes all the way for 2 more. Park Center leads at 25-23 at halftime. But Mark Cook's team comes out strong in the second half. Mackenzie Barta finds Dodge cutting down the lane for the layup, and the game is all tied up. Park Center goes inside to Michaela Hayes, and her shot bounces and drops as this game stays tied. Maple Grove surges into the lead. Maddie Tharp sinks the baseline jumper as the Crimson have a good stretch of play. But Park Center is the last to put together a run. Iobamadelli's 3 from the right side gives them the lead for good. Park Center adds late free throws to secure a 53-44 win.
Also in girls basketball, Armstrong tipped off at home against Totino Grace. Latea Turman hits a long 2 for the Falcons. They jump out to a 6-0 lead in the game's first 65 seconds. But Grace rallies from that. Lob pass from Sydney Workey into her sister Lexi for 2. The Eagles lead by 1. Grace holds Armstrong scoreless for 8 minutes while going on a 13-0 run. Jenna Meyer with a 3. She had 15 points to lead the Eagles. Sydney Workey, left-handed hook shot in the lane, and Grace has a 12-point lead at halftime. The Eagles come out of the locker room and score the next 6. Sydney Workey with a putback off the miss. She'll at 14 in the game. The single Mutanda goes all the way on this play for the Falcons, scoring and drawing a foul. 11 points for the freshman on the night. The Eagles retain their double-digit lead. Julia Sowald with a 3 here for Grace. Eagles win at 52-38. They also beat Irondale last week and are now 4-1. Maple Grove's boys basketball team is one of several local schools off to great starts this season. A veteran Crimson club looking to stay unbeaten as they hosted Park Center early last week. Quick passing to the Pirates, and Osiris Washington scores underneath for a 20-18 PC lead. 2 seconds left in the first half. Derek Ogechi gets the rebound for Park Center, hits the half-court bomb. Pirates up 25-20 at halftime. Ron Pickford to Taiwan Pickford. Maple Grove starts the second half on a 9-0 run, and they take the lead. Park Center keeps it close, though. Ogechi with a 3 makes it 34-32 Grove. Reed Nikko fights off the double team and answers for Maple Grove on the hook shot. Brad Davison, nice look to Taiwan Pickford for the hoop and foul, and a 39-33 Maple Grove lead. Taiwan Pickford has a big night. He gets the rebound and put back here, plus a foul, finishes with 14 points. Maple Grove wins 68-60. We'll meet the Crimson's Reed Nikko later in the program. Pirates a scrappy team, though, Jay, not getting wins against those teams from our area, Armstrong or Maple Grove last week, but keeping it close.
I think if they play like they did in those 2 games, they're going to have a chance to do well. James Ware doing a nice job in his first season there with Park Center. Next up on Sports Jam, we'll hit the ice for girls and boys hockey highlights, plus wrestling. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk hockey.
The Wayzata boys are rated number 6 in Class AA. They faced off with Buffalo Saturday afternoon in Plymouth. A Trojans turnover in their own end leads to a quick shot and goal for the Bison's Cade Stensby. Buffalo takes a 1-0 lead 4 minutes into the game. And the Bison on the power play. And good work in goal here by Wayzata's Reed Washenko. Comes up with 3 saves in this flurry to keep it a 1-0 game. Late in the first period, Wayzata's Matt Nelson skates past the D on the wing and drops a great pass back to Grant Anderson for his 3rd goal of the season, tying the game at 1. Second period, same score, and the Trojans get a 2-on-1. Dylan Riley to Amar Batra. He scores what turns out to be the last goal of the game. Wayzata wins at 2-1. Trojans play in the gold division of the Schwann Cup next week. Armstrong-Cooper's boys hockey team has alternated wins and losses the past couple of weeks. The Wings were shooting for a victory against Totino Grace. First period, Trey Rooney gets out on a shorthanded breakaway and scores for a 1-0 Wings lead. With less than 30 seconds left in the period, Dylan Dubuque sets up Tyler Cassill. His one-timer ties it at 1. Second period, Wings leading 2-1. Dubuque's shot takes a weird carom off the boards, and he tucks it in, drawing the Eagles even again. Third period, the rebound from Andrew Burns' shot settles right in the crease. Edward Kirchhoff puts it away for a 3-2 AC lead. Kirchhoff puts it on net here, and again the Eagles don't clear the rebound, allowing Burns to score. Grace adds a late goal to make it interesting, but the Wings hold on for a 4-3 win.
Maple Grove's girls hockey team hadn't lost since their season opener against Edina, so they carried a 10-game unbeaten streak into their game against number 2 Minnetonka. Down 1-0, Maple Grove gets on the board on the power play. Maya Martinez to Tina Campa, and her shot will float through traffic and in. And it ties the score at 1-1 after one period. Second period, Minnetonka's Kippen Keller wins the race to an errant pass and goes in alone to score a shorthanded goal. The Skippers get the lead back at 2-1. They look for more. Presley Norby to Keller, back to Norby. She's stopped, and so is the rebound as Coco Francis making a couple of big saves for the Crimson. But Emma Bigham swoops in to pick up the loose puck. She's denied on the backhand, but her forehand under the crossbar gives Minnetonka an insurance goal. They skate to a 3-1 win over Maple Grove. Now to wrestling, where it's been a promising start to the season for the Wayzata Trojans. They battled rival Minnetonka in a late conference duel. Wayzata's down 13-9 until the 138-pound match, where David Curry uses the underhook to take Kyle Fink into his back. Curry gets the pin. The Trojans have the lead for good. Next match at 145, John Spolar uses the cradle to put Sam Fondur in trouble. Spolar doesn't quite get the pin, and he has to hang on for a 7-5 win. After a skipper's pin at 152, Wayzata takes over. Peter Ojeda scores a fall over Miles Hanks at 160. It's 24-19 Trojans. At 170, Dan Herda with a nice reversal here as he stays unbeaten, and he gets a 6-2 win. Calum Eugene keeps the momentum going for Wayzata at 182 pounds. He uses a half Nelson to set up the pin in the second period against the Skippers' Duke Larson. And that's the first of 3 falls in a row for the Trojans as they pull away in this one. Corey King is a top 10 wrestler at 220, and he gets a pin. The Trojans dominate late for a 45-25 win over Minnetonka.
3 area teams wrestled Saturday in Lindstrom at the Chisago Lakes Holiday Tournament. Goodhue takes the top spot with the host team Chisago Lakes in second place. Then it's Rogers in third place, Champlin Park fourth, and Armstrong places fifth in that 8-team tournament.
John, a lot of teams getting in tournament action in December. It seems to be a time to really build up your match count before heading into that conference portion of the schedule for a lot of the teams.
Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, need an intimidating presence for the third-ranked Maple Grove boys basketball team.
The Maple Grove boys basketball team enters the week undefeated and ranked number 3 in Class 4A. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet Crimson big man Reed Nikko. There just aren't that many around in high school or college ball. But Maple Grove's 6'10", 240-pound senior Reed Nikko is a true post player.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely become a dying breed of sorts, you know. There aren't many true post players in the state I can name off the top of my head. I don't know, I've always seen myself as more of a traditional post, not like a stretch 5 or any of that, you know. And, you know, I have always kind of prided myself on being a back-to-the-basket player and an inside player.
Nikko's worked hard at his offensive game and has improved, but it's still on the defensive end that he really shines, blocking 3+ shots per game and altering at least that many.
That's always been my favorite thing, you know, since I was little. You know, growing up, I wasn't, you know, the most coordinated kid, so I wasn't the best offensive player, but I could always block shots. So it's kind of one of those things that I found a lot of joy in, and, you know, found a way that I could make a difference on the court early by blocking shots on the defensive end. So I definitely take a lot of pride and a lot of joy in being able to do that.
We can block nearly everything at the rim, so it allows us guards to get out there, pressure our guys, and not be worried as much as, you know, if our guys get past us, because we know he's there to protect us inside.
It's a huge benefit to have a guy that can, you know, give 4 or 5 shot blocks a game. And there's not a lot of those guys anymore. Everybody wants to be a guard. Everybody wants to step out and be a perimeter, 6'7" perimeter. It's nice to have a guy who kind of wants that paint, owns that paint, and enjoys it.
Nikko and the Crimson had a huge season last winter, going 23-4. But they had a painful upset loss to Wayzata in the Section 5 4A semifinals. So beating the Trojans handily a week ago was sweet revenge.
We definitely felt that the game last year was one that we should have at least been more in, rather than almost getting blown out. And we knew we'd have a good opportunity to come back and beat them, and it lined up well. They drew the short straw in having to play the day before too. That contributed. But I think we played very well. That's one of the best games I think we've played for sure this year and in the last few years.
Many of the teams on Maple Grove's schedule don't have a player with the size to match up well with Nikko, but he relishes the chance to face other skilled big guys like Theo John of Champlain Park and Brock Bertram of Apple Valley.
Absolutely, yeah. Those two are both amazing players. I've had a chance over the years to play against them both multiple times, and that's always kind of one of those ones that you're really excited for going into, because as a competitor you want to compete against the highest level of competition. Those two are both very, very good post players, and to compete against them is it's a fun time.
Reed will play at the highest level in college next season. In November, he signed with the University of Missouri.
I was very fortunate. I ended up with about a dozen offers or so. Very blessed to have that many opportunities to play in college, and it came down to where I thought I was going to get the best, academics, the best education for myself, and also where could I be able to actually play sooner. And I think at Mizzou, with the coaching staff that they have there, and the points of emphasis they have both off the court and on the court, I think it's a very good situation for me.
Not long before signing day, Missouri was in the headlines as racial tensions heated up. Nikko stayed firm in his commitment to the school.
I think every campus has their issues. Theirs came to a bit of a boiling point. There's definitely some issues there that need to be dealt with, and the student athletes decided to exercise their right to protest, and I'll support that 100% as long as it's peacefully protested.
He may be biased, but Crimson coach Nick Schroeder is convinced the Tigers are getting a player with great upside in Reed Nikko.
First time I saw him was in 8th grade, kind of gangly, uncoordinated, and to see him grow into the young man that he is now, I'm just so proud of him. He works extremely hard at his craft, asks a lot of questions, and that's great as a coach. He's extremely coachable, and it's just a joy to be around. He's such a great kid. He does so many things in our community for our young kids that look up to him.
Nikko and the Crimson face a big test against defending state champ Apple Valley December 29th at the Granite City Classic in St. Cloud. John talks hockey with the Armstrong-Cooper girls up next.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. This week, for the 20th consecutive season, the Armstrong-Cooper girls hockey team will host a holiday tournament. It's a 4-team tournament Tuesday and Wednesday here at the New Hope Ice Arena, and they join us now on the show. Let's start with the first of their 3 senior captains, Jessica Halverson. And Jessica, tell me a little bit about this season, how it's gone up to this point.
It's been going pretty well. We started off with a really young team, but it's been good. We had a couple wins early on, then we kind of went and had a few losses, but I think we're getting back up with our win against Totino Grace. So,
how much does it help having a dozen games or so now under your belt with that young team and those younger players, getting them some varsity experience?
It's helped a lot. We've seen extreme growth in every player on the ice, and people have been taking leadership roles, and it's really cool to see everybody.
As a captain, do you have to kind of take that leadership role too and teach some of the younger players?
Definitely. We have a big role in guiding and showing them what it takes to be an AC hockey player, and I don't know, I think they're learning, so it's going well.
Thanks for your time, Jessica. Good luck.
Thank you.
Belle, Reeve, another one of the captains, and for you, what is this like this senior season and playing hockey with this group of girls?
It's been like a really fun time, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Like, everyone has been working really well together as a team.
4-team holiday tournament. How much do you girls enjoy this and being able to host this tournament every year?
I think it's really fun. Like, we always hang around the rink, and it's just like a fun time to hang out with everyone.
Playing games back-to-back nights, is that tough? Because it's not something you do during the rest of the season at all.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, but it's still fun. I like doing it.
Good luck this week.
Oh, thank you.
Turning now to Paige Kopka, senior goalie, and tell me about your season so far and how you've seen play from your end of the ice.
We've definitely improved a lot. Everybody came in kind of like iffy on like how they were going to play, and as time has gone on, everybody stepped up and has taken on their own role as well as like a team role. and has been playing very well together.
20th year for this tournament. Do you enjoy that there's great tradition in this tournament for Armstrong hockey and Cooper hockey, and now it's a combined team again?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. For those couple of days that the tournament's going on, we pretty much live at the rink, and I don't know, it's a lot of fun to be here.
Finally, tell me about your plans the week after Christmas. I understand you'll be traveling a little bit, right?
Yep, I'll be going down to Florida with the Armstrong Marching Band to play in the Outback Bowl during the halftime, so that'll be a lot of fun to do.
Enjoy that, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Kevin Gray and the girls have talked about this being a young team, and how much different is that for you and your staff than having to coach maybe a little differently than a group that's all veterans?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of challenges with it, but a lot of fun as well. You know, sometimes we catch ourselves, we're like, well, you know, I forgot we don't know that yet. We haven't gone through that with this group yet, and so that's some of the fun of when you have the young kids, is to be able to start them and see how they improve each and every day, and really see that growth.
This year the tournament falls before Christmas, and then after that you've got about 12 days before your next game. Is it a nice break at this point in the season to have no games, maybe work on some things and reset a little bit in the 5 weeks or so before the sections?
Yeah, absolutely. It's this is always about the halfway point, and we kind of get ramped up and take a little self-assessment as well. But you know, anytime you get that much practice with young players, you can really get after your skills again, and some of the things that get lost when you're just game after game after game, and kind of get back to the basics and go from there.
Thanks for your time. Good luck this week.
No problem. Thank you guys for covering again, and we're all very excited again.
Armstrong-Cooper will be joined by Champlin Park, Tutino Grace, and Minneapolis. The 4-team tournament here, hosted by Armstrong-Cooper, the 20th year of the tournament here at New Hope Ice Arena. We'll take a break and come back and wrap up Sports Jam in a moment. First, here's our plays of the week.
Shot attempt. Grace Thompson goes all the way, scores, and a foul. He's got Reeder in big trouble here. Another pin for Wayzata. Oh, well, look at that left-hander.
Head to the New Hope Arena on December 22nd and 23rd for the Armstrong-Cooper Girls High School Hockey Holiday Classic. Find out more at 12.tv. Malmberg's Garden Center and Greenhouse would like to help your group or organization raise money by offering you a great opportunity to sell poinsettias. They not only make great gifts for family, friends, and customers, they're also a great fundraising vehicle. Your group pre-sells the poinsettias, and you only order what has been pre-sold. After delivering beautiful Malmberg's grown poinsettias, your group keeps the profits from your sales. For more information or to see pictures and the order form, go to malmbergsinc.com. Ring in the New Year in style at the December 31st New Year's Eve event at the Plymouth Ice Center and Lifetime Fitness. Get more details at 12.tv.
Our game of the week is the championship game of the Armstrong-Cooper Holiday Classic Girls Hockey Tournament. The Armstrong-Cooper Champlin Park winner meets the Tutino Grace Minneapolis winner for the title at New Hope Arena. Watch it live Wednesday night at 7 on Channel 12 and 12.tv, or catch the replay at 10 o'clock Thursday night. And that'll do it for this week's Sports Jam. Next week we'll have a best of 2015 Sports Jam spotlight stories for you. Have a Merry Christmas.
A lot of teams will be hitting the rinks and courts for holiday tournament play. Best of luck to them. And we'll see you next time here on Sports Jam.